Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Ty Johnny back with another live video reaction, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notification bell to see more of me. And we all gonna eat as a family, as the great words of Ace Boogie goes. Everybody eats B. I just start putting the words on the screen. That would be fire, wouldn't it? But probably not. Not till I get 10,000 subscribers. But if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna wait 5 seconds for you to sub up. Now that you're subbed up, welcome to the family, man. My name is Ty Johnny. I want to let you know I react to sports and music mainly. Today we got a sports reaction. I'm ready to start this. I don't know if I'm going to complete the whole video, though, because we got like a good 50 minutes or something left. But this is also the 86 Celtics full documentary. Where we left off, if you haven't seen the last video, go ahead and click the last video. I'm going to put it. Just go on my page and it'll be the literally the last video before this one I'm about to post today. Yes, these 86 Celtics, where we left off, basically Kevin McHale did not show up because he wanted to spend Christmas with his family, and now we're past that, so let's get to it. Let me make sure y'all can see, because I'll literally be recording myself the whole time, okay? I've done it so many times.
After an embarrassing Christmas Day loss, it was clear the Celtics needed to refocus in the new year.
This should be better than it is, and the Knicks game kind of drove that home to them.
After that New York travesty, we did some soul searching.
We need to maybe cut down on some of the extracurricular activity and get serious.
Everybody showed up after a big New Year's Eve night. We thought it'd just probably be a pretty average kind of practice, kind of low key, and then we'd play the next night. Well, KC had a real tough practice that night. I mean, he killed us that night.
The changing of the calendar year would lead to a New Year's resolution for the Celtics.
No, man, it's the prime rib.
Lobster.
Ooh. I tell you, it's the salad bar. Well, boys, after a meal like this, there's only one way to show our appreciation.
The wave on
Well, I
it.
just remember they said we're not going to drink till we win a championship, and all I asked was, I hope we're planning on winning it this year, because I will break my vow if it goes longer than this June.
Bird was kind of the first one. He goes, "That's it." He goes, "I'm not drinking till the season's over."
Be big and tough and strong. You need lobster.
Hey, I know what these guys need. A little more practice.
I don't remember what his idea was, honestly. Someone said it was Larry's idea. I can assure you it wasn't Larry's idea. Of all the things I can assure you of, it wasn't Larry Bird's idea.
I can remember somebody come in the locker room and said, no more beer or alcohol the rest of the year. I like to drink my beer, and I wasn't very happy about it.
You know, Bird was a partier in his early days. Actually, probably today, too.
To understand what a big sacrifice this was.
Rick
hard to
Carlisle.
explain, you know, but we had guys that went hard every night, and popping a cold one was one of the best tastes you could ever have.
For Danny, it was easy. He was a Mormon. I said, well, hell, you're not giving up anything. I said, you give up something.
Kind of late, aren't we, guys? You think you can handle it?
It was something that I think that was important. I think it was a bonding experience, on top of it being, you know, like every player should make some sacrifices to be the best player they can be, since that is their career.
With their newfound focus, the Celtics started January off by winning 15 out of 16 games.
Okay.
But a meeting with the Hawks would prove to be something to talk about.
Atlanta was trying to build itself up as a serious team in the Eastern Conference. They were up by 20 in the first half and by more than 20 at halftime.
Eddie Johnson, the little guard on our team, got into it with Bird and McHale, I think, walking off the floor. I didn't know anything about it. Eddie and McHale, I think, walking off the floor. I didn't know anything about it. Eddie was, we always go, not in his right frame of mind.
KC Jones, I think, got really mad at us 2 times the whole time he coached me, and that was one night. He was very upset with us the way we were playing. He was upset the way Atlanta was talking to us, and he kept reminding us that they're the instigators, and we're retaliators. We're going to be the instigators.
We come out in the second half, and
This got to be the game Bird dropped 60. Also, I want to remind y'all, 1985, Larry Bird back was also very much broken, and he's still out there going crazy. We about to see what he do. Let's see.
you can see right at the beginning, Bird was brutal with Bird's trash talk.
Dominique had a chance to win the game at the free throw line, and he missed 2 free throws after Larry gave him the choke sign. Celtics went on to win.
I don't remember ever choking at the line.
But you miss free throws. We learned the lesson. Don't wake up the sleeping dog, and we woke him up.
Bird's trash-talking ways extended far beyond Atlanta. Larry had a way with words and continually proved this throughout his career.
Larry often had something to say after he made a basket, after he made a play. Was he the greatest trash talker of all time? A lot of people think he was the most consistent trash talker of all time because he trash talked all the time.
Larry always denies this, but he was the biggest trash talker that ever lived. They were playing the Pacers. He just torched Chuck Person for 40-some-odd points and then said, "Merry Christmas." That's the kind of stuff he used to do.
Bird was by far the worst of the lot in terms of the trash talking, but he backed it up.
He would take players and he would be like, "Okay, next time on the court, here's what I'm gonna do to you, okay? I'm gonna take you in the post, I'm gonna pump fake left, I'm gonna look to the right, I'm gonna scoop up and under, and then I'm gonna score on you." And then he'd come down and do exactly what he told them.
Working on Wilkins.
Got him. Don't look back there. Bucket on your head.
Pacers fan?
Big Patriots fan. Many, many years. Been coming up here ever since I was a little kid. 3 times a week just watching practice.
Sorry, I dropped something, y'all.
I was a little kid. 3 times a week just watching practice.
The Celtics weren't the only team in Boston focused on winning a title in January of 1986. The New England Patriots had fought their way to their first championship game to take on the Chicago Bears in Super Bowl 20.
And we know.
Who was around for Super Bowl 20? How did that go? Patriots versus Chicago Bears. Who was there? Y'all let me know how that went in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure they're going to explain, but I'm talking about from your perspective.
When they get on that plane, they're going to represent us in New Orleans and join with the Celtics and the Bruins and the Red Sox as the world champion.
All of New England prepared to huddle around their televisions on the evening of January 26th to cheer on the underdog Patriots.
To cheer on the underdog Patriots. I didn't even know.
Everybody, including the Celtics.
First of all, who is the Patriots and Chicago Bears? Who was on those teams at that time? I already know. I don't know. 1985, 86. Come on.
But not before a matinee appearance at the Garden against the Sixers.
We beat Philadelphia. Barkley and Dr. J here on Super Bowl Sunday.
Bill had a Super Bowl party at his house in Cambridge.
No, he did.
There might have been a few hall passes to maybe escape the non-beer thing. We found a way to sneak around that rule every once in a while.
As a rookie, you have to always remember there's programs that you just end up missing. So the Super Bowl party was one that it was slightly above my pay grade.
He hadn't built up enough trust to be invited to that party. I just leave it at that.
2 weeks after being mauled by the Bears in Super Bowl 20, the Patriots weren't the only ones seeing stars in Boston. Boston's Big Three was named to the Eastern Conference All-Star team, with Casey Jones getting the nod as head coach. But the excitement of the All-Star game may have been overshadowed by Bird before it even began.
In the mid-'80s, they were starting to make a big deal out of All-Star Weekend. And, part of the attraction of that was to create things.
The three-point contest was started for the 1986 All-Star Game in Dallas.
You had the slam dunk competition had come in, and now here comes the three-point contest.
You're starting something from scratch. You want it to be accepted. You want Larry Bird in there. The thing with Larry, I think the prize that year was $10,000 for first place in the three-point shot contest.
This meant he could make $10,000 in like 5 minutes. I mean, for 5 minutes of work, and that was always attractive to him.
I can make 10 grand shooting threes, so he practiced for it.
Be like a guy practicing home run derby, before going.
Bird was never more confident, never feeling greater.
Warm up on.
He walks into the locker room in advance in the three-point contest and says, "Which one of you guys finished in second?"
Typical Larry, yeah. I mean, Larry was as sure of himself as any player I've ever been around.
Now, who the hell says that if you can't back it up?
Oh, wait a second. Off the glass. Give me a break, Larry.
Just fueled that growing legend of his.
He shows up at the news conference saying, "I'm the three-point king," and he's raising his finger, and I think he singled out Dan Shaughnessy.
He came into the press conference and he said, "I'm the three-point king. Put that in your paper, Dan Shaughnessy." I said, "Okay." And he just carried on. And he was so happy to have made $10,000 in like 5 minutes of work.
Larry, what are you going to do with the money? He says it's going to go to the Larry Bird Fund. That was the coup at the end of the day.
Larry, he holds down a lot of his talent to benefit the team a lot too. But if you ever see him on that night when he just feels like coming to shooting it.
Bird's midseason theatrics.
That's what makes Larry so great, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he could have averaged, I feel like, at least 28 points per game as a scorer, but instead of averaging 28, he slightly put it down to 24 and averaged more assists, if you feel what I'm saying. He averaged 10 rebounds for his career. That's what people be forgetting. This man averaged 10 rebounds with Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, and Bill Walton on his team. That's what I don't think people understand, bro. Like, they don't be understanding that.
Would continue against the Portland Trail Blazers. Larry would exact revenge for their only home loss to the Blazers by taking matters into his own left hand.
Lefty.
This is the year he starts shooting left hand more and more, culminating in the game in Portland.
Far Bird's there.
I do believe that the game got almost too easy for him, so he's manufacturing little challenges for himself.
You have to play games left-handed, or you have to do different things to keep your interest in the game.
Bird against Kersey.
It heightens a legend to levels, beyond belief. But this stuff really happened.
Bird's boredom resulted in a 47-point performance at Portland, scoring nearly half his points intentionally with his left hand.
The game got close. I had to go back to the right one.
Yeah, he's funny.
Beat you right there. You got to keep them under control. They don't.
Final score in overtime. Boston 120 breaks the Blazers' hearts 119.
That's how good he got. That's how great he was.
We were really lucky to come away with a win here. We'd like to play the Blazers more, though. It's a good rivalry, really good matchups. And, I really like being on Larry Bird's team.
I guess you do. All right, Bill, thank you very much for being with us. Congratulations to you.
Great to be here.
My guy Bill seems so humble, man. R.P. Bill Walton. That's crazy. Yeah, Bill seems like the most enthusiastic teammate you'll probably ever have. Like, just support, love, all the above. Even him just being him would just make the room feel better. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. I was about to call this man Bob. That's crazy. Bill Walton. Shout out Bill Walton.
The Celtics, I think, at that time were the top sports franchise in town in terms of popularity.
So it was impossible to get a ticket to a Celtics game.
It became very much a happening as much as it became a basketball game. If I can be anywhere in the city on this night, I want to be at the Celtics game.
When I was at the Garden, they wanted a piece of me, and I understood that. But everybody knows me. Everywhere I go, people recognize me.
Having Larry here just changed everything. The team was so popular, and they were popular all around the country.
When you traveled with the Celtics, no matter what time we got to the hotel, 2, 3 in the morning, the lobby's full of people. Green people, we called them. They were everywhere.
We were like the Beatles.
Oh, we were treated like royalty.
They were essentially rock stars.
I just thought that was normal. I really didn't know until maybe later in the middle of the season or toward the end of the season that that's not how every NBA team operated.
They were just entertaining America. But their road games were absolutely, it's what they were doing. I got to tape every game, man. I'll never see anything like this again. No, you won't, and we haven't.
Despite now playing in Hollywood, Cedric Maxwell was nostalgic for the limelight of the Garden upon his return to Boston.
Well, just a lot of old memories and a lot of great games that I played in, and just a lot of fond memories. When they announced my name, and it was really cool. It was really cool to see the appreciation, considering that I was that fallen angel, that person who had left.
Skyway gets it to Danny Ainge. Boston up by 5. Bullet pass to Bird. Bounce to Parrish.
The Celtics sunk the Clippers, clinching a playoff berth on February 28th, the earliest the team had ever done so, and a mark that would stand until 2016.
Bird kept it alive to Walton.
That's crazy.
As the calendar turned to March, the Celtics arrived.
If you didn't just hear that, basically, there's the first team to clinch playoff berth in February and up until 2016. and these new kids trying to tell me that these old teams trash, or they trying to say Boston was a super team, which I could see Boston being a super team, but I don't think Boston's a super team without Larry. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. But I still respect Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish game, but Bird just pushed them to that next level, in my opinion.
In Dallas, where Larry Bird would be the one playing the role of the Maverick.
I was mad at Kevin and Bill before the game. They were messing around in Dallas, and I was very upset. So I went out and I told them, I don't need you guys. I'll win it by myself. I score 50 and we lose. But I made my point.
Bird's message was clear. The team went on a season-best 14-game win streak, but it was their uncanny ability to pass the ball that was turning heads around the league.
They double Bird. That leaves Parrish open over the head pass.
Around the win streak. But it was their uncanny ability to pass the ball that was turning heads around the league.
They double Bird. That leaves Parrish open over
pass,
the head
Larry.
pass.
Let's get serious here. It starts with Larry Bird. Larry Bird's the greatest passing forward in history. He's the best forward in history, and within that, he's the best passing forward in history.
Parrish. Pass through people's legs, pass around people's heads, pass without looking.
Larry to McHale. 2.
It does come down to the fact that Larry...
Ain't it crazy that I was just saying how Larry pushed his team to another level, and they literally proving it right here, right after I just said it. Let's watch it from the top.
Parrish. Pass through people's legs, pass around people's heads, pass without looking.
Larry to McHale. 2.
It does come down to the fact that Larry Bird set a tone, and everyone got in the spirit of the thing.
It was almost like they wanted to outdo each other to make the more amazing pass.
McHale. Basket will count.
Bill Walton was the greatest passing big man in the history of basketball.
What could be better than helping your teammates play?
I wanted to sort of play with the second unit because Walton was always looking to pass. If he threw the ball in the post and you cut, then you're getting the ball.
He basically knew what I was going to do and when I was going to cut, the way I set up.
That was a great
and
pass.
Vice versa. The backdoor plays was always, if the guy turns his head, it's coming. And just be ready.
You throw a pass to any one of those guys, they're going to catch it and turn it into goal.
It's just beautiful. It's ballet. And it was a lot of it was eye contact.
You throw a pass to any one of those guys, they're going to catch it and turn it into goal.
It's just beautiful. It's ballet.
Robert.
And it was a lot of it was eye contact and just instinct.
It was the best
Okay,
passing
Danny,
team I've ever seen, and the
Kevin
reason
to
was
Larry.
because the bigs could pass it as well as the guards.
So when you have
Pass,
McHale and
back,
Parrish down low,
lane.
you want to give them the ball as much as you possibly can.
Player as he is, he only can.
It was like death by 1,000 cuts with them. They took teams apart by passing, and they took great pride in that.
Keeping it alive for the Celtics. Won't look away to Bird.
Oh my goodness. Bucket.
When too much work...
They just trying stuff on him at this point, like they just said. I was about to say, why the video stop? They literally just trying stuff, bro.
This team was
Yes, sir.
The Celtics finished the regular season with The Celtics finished the regular season with the best record in the NBA, headlined by an astonishing 40-1 record at home.
40-1.
this team was not only didn't lose at home, wasn't even really threatened at home.
Yeah, we didn't lose at home very much during that stretch. I mean, we just won a lot, and they were amazed, and I'm like, there was just an expectation level that we weren't going to lose, and I just think you had a bunch of guys with a supreme amount of confidence, and that we were just going to get the job done.
They had teams beat before they even took the floor back then in those games. Since they just were so good.
With the regular season over, the goal for the Celtics was to make it back to the finals for a rematch with the Lakers.
It's all about the Lakers and us winning a championship. They were our rivals, and that was the team that was going to be in our way to win the championship in '86.
And to have LA and Boston back and forth, Showtime Lakers and the gritty Celtics, what have you, and to have the Larry Magic thing.
When it comes right down to it, they want to play us just like we want to play them, and so
We look forward to it. It's great because everybody is excited about it, the whole country, and not just Boston and LA.
The Celtics and the Lakers at that time in NBA history had become the two franchises. Those were the games everybody wanted to see. Those were the games that showed up on national TV on Sunday afternoon. And then they used to joke about nobody would watch the playoffs until the Celtics and Lakers got to the final, and then they would do it.
I don't think any of us had any doubts that we were gonna have the Lakers again and have another crack at the Lakers.
Before Bird and Magic could face off once again in the finals, the Celtics had to make their way through the Eastern Conference. The Celtics would start their journey toward banners.
I already know they about to 3-0. With this 86, Jordan been there for 2 years, I believe. Who were the best teams in 85, 86 that y'all believe could have beat Larry at this time? I know they about to tell me right now, but I just want to see like people's perspective other than, this actual documentary. I like hearing y'all's opinions on, basketball from y'all point of view back in the day.
16 by facing the Chicago Bulls in the first round of the playoffs.
Back then, they were still a kind of an expansion team. They were not to be taken seriously.
I don't think that we viewed the Bulls as a threat. Although, Michael hadn't played most of that year.
Michael had broken his foot at some point earlier in the year. He came back, finished the season out. But honestly, we prepped for him, but the prep was pretty much like, let's get these guys out of here. Let's just beat them.
People had heard of Michael Jordan and knew of his exploits, but we had no idea. And he lights us up.
A 30-year guard by the name of Michael Jordan scored 49 points for the Bulls in Game 1. While Jordan's performance was impressive, it would not be enough to defeat the Celtics, as Boston claimed victory in the Garden.
That game, which was on national TV, was everybody kind of awoke and said, holy smoke, he's pretty good.
Well, no one's going to stop Jordan. The best you can do is try to delay him or try to keep the ball from him. He is by far the best guard in the league.
Yeah, even if I scored 60 points, I'd rather give up all the points for a win. We kind of looked around and said, he'll never do that again.
What do the Bulls have to do for Game 2?
Pray.
In 1986, did y'all think Michael Jordan was going to be the GOAT, though, if he was there? Do you think Michael Jordan was already looking like he was about to be the best player of all time at this time? Or was he just looking like just a new up-and-coming player at this time? Y'all let me know that, too.
Now we get to Sunday afternoon. It's Game 2. And it's one of the great playoff games in history.
Here he is, the move. What a great shot. And a basket and a foul.
They still won.
What is going on here? They're beating the Celtics in Boston Garden in the playoffs. This can't happen.
You were saying he can't keep us up, and he did keep us up.
They cannot stop him. They cannot do anything.
He said, yo, the way they making it seem is like he just came and was just tearing people's head off, which I know he was doing, but like he only 2 years into the league right here.
He was dunking on them. He was doing stuff to them that like Magic didn't do.
We kept telling each other, whatever happens, do not let them win the game. We don't care if he score 80.
Kind of surprised. I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to go in overtime to beat these dudes.
Michael on the drive across the lane. Turnaround shot. Got it. 63 for Jordan. A new NBA record has been set in the Boston Garden.
Jordan's 63-point performance proved to be a forlorn fate, as the Celtics would win Game 2 in double overtime, 135 to 131. Jordan's 63 points still stands as an NBA playoff record.
At the end of that game, we said, hey.
He still got the highest points in playoff history, 63 points. Michael Jordan, in this game you just seen, it still hasn't been surpassed.
This guy, Michael, he's pretty darn good.
Michael Jordan did a great job, and couldn't ask no more out of him.
One of Bird's greatest quotes, that was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Loved that quote, and he could see. He wasn't stupid. He could see this young guy was really something special.
Michael was spectacular, and sometimes you get hot and you score a lot of points. But that day, in a playoff game in the Boston Garden, that was special.
We probably took them for granted a little bit, and probably took him for granted a little bit, but it was the start of Michael Jordan becoming Michael Jordan.
Obviously, he was talented. Scored that many points. I don't care if it was in the church league. 63 is 63. We just didn't want him making a reputation off us.
Still, there's no one person that's going to, I think, beat 5 people on a court.
It doesn't hurt because it gives us confidence going back home. We know that we can contend with these guys. We can beat them. And, we showed it tonight.
He had gotten our attention I think everybody in the world knew that Michael Jordan was somebody to be reckoned with.
I would have took it as an insult. One guy single-handedly beat us because I thought we was all that.
To beat these guys, you got to play it full quarters.
I think we're just going to keep taking the ball down low and then see what happens.
Now go to Chicago, and you figure the place is going to be raucous, it's going to be crazy, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Well, they took the credit out of the game.
They double on him. That gives it to McHale to Parrish. Oh!
We went in there, we're like, okay, man, let's get these guys out of here.
McHale up on nice feed from 8.
Maybe we'll just double team him every time he gets the ball, no matter where he is on the court.
We shut him down. We kind of crushed him.
Robert Parrish with a quick hand. Here comes the
Despite all of Jordan's efforts to lead the charging Bulls, when the dust had settled, the Celtics had swept Chicago in 3 games.
That's sending a message. No matter how good you are, you still cannot beat us.
Great player. I'm glad I'm on the Celtics.
Nah, for real.
As the Celtics advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals, they would face another young team led by a unique high-flying forward.
You knew Dominique would probably have a 30-plus night, would probably have a couple of dunks that really lit people up. But the South 30-plus night.
My boy Larry about to run into Dominique Wilkins, man. That's crazy. I wonder how the series went. Let me know if Dominique was one of y'all favorite players in the comment section below. Or do y'all still believe he will be one of the best players in the NBA today? Y'all let me know all that.
Would probably have a couple of dunks that really lit people up.
Hey.
But the Celtics were a very coldly confident bunch.
Bird had some what we call real dogs that played with him, like Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Danny Ainge. They had guys that can come at you.
They did have a mistake. It wasn't a Boston Garden. Someone told me, hey, is it tough playing the Garden? I said, I'll play the Garden all day. I don't want to play McHale, Parrish, and Bird. That was our problem.
Yeah.
First of all, they swept the Hawks in the regular season and didn't have that much trouble with the Hawks. They won games 1 and 2 at home with no sweat. Easy.
Bird working on Wilkins.
Hey, one. That's not exactly.
Easy.
Bird working on Wilkins.
that was a
And he still hit.
He hit some tough shots. You can't do anything about that.
We knew going into each one of the games that it was going to be a battle. Every game. It wasn't no games that we said we're going. It's going to be an easy game.
Rivers.
Hey. He just grabbed the board over McHale and then yam on his head.
If I didn't get 30 plus a night, it was tough for us to win.
Bird the steal. Saw that one coming. Will Willis catch him? Nope.
They played hard, gave whatever they had. We were just a little bit short tonight.
Oh
In
my
Game 3,
goodness.
Dominique soared to a 38-point performance for the Hawks, but it was not enough as the Celtics took a commanding 3-0 lead in the series. Boston appeared to be on the verge of sweeping another opponent in the playoffs, but they were faced with a small problem in Game 4.
To make it worse, they're not only beaten by the Hawks, they're beaten by a 5'6" guy, a little munchkin.
Spud Webb beat him. How about that?
defense them well, and here's Spud Webb again. The Celtics are back on defense.
Spud Webb frying y'all?
Made some turnovers, missed some shots, took some bad shots. But I guess that sometimes can be expected from a team that gets a little too cocky.
Spud came in and gave us a big lift. He's like an energizer out on the floor. He's a guy who can get into the seams, pass it off. He can make the open shot. And when he's doing that, it's tough for people to handle our break.
They were, talking some smack about, we weren't going to lose the last game, all this stuff. And so we were all like a little irritated.
That's why they decided, well, this ain't going back to Atlanta.
Track with a wing. Larry's got the middle, and he just runs the baseline. Whichever side we take them to.
Now they're coming home up 3-1, and they're playing game 5 at home. The first half's going along nice. I don't know, everything's fine. Third quarter.
Tacos? Is that?
Uh-oh, what happened in the third quarter? Tacos, Zaxby's? Let me see how much time left. Somebody in my comment section said I need to start watching these ads because I want people to watch my ads. And I low-key agree, I'm not going to lie. I watched the first one, but the second one, I'm sorry. Even though this one only 6 seconds.
They make history.
Hey. I remember talking to Danny about that quarter, and he described it as the perfect quarter of basketball.
Not easy, too.
When our
Donnie.
team really wanted to and really had to, we were so special.
Give me that. Okay, Danny.
It was a thing of beauty.
Wait, so is Danny Ainge? I know I'm late, but was he really good on Blue Jays? How you go from MLB to basketball? How come he couldn't play both? Or am I thinking about football and baseball? I'm tripping probably, yeah. Football and basketball. I mean, football and baseball don't run together, but baseball and basketball might. But yeah, was he really that good on the Blue Jays? Or, like, do y'all think he would have had a better baseball career than NBA career is the real question.
Everything came together.
Hey.
We was clicking on all cylinders. Everything we did pretty much was right. We could do no wrong.
Quickly to McHale on the cut to Bird. Yes, excellent pass from McHale to Bird.
What does Mike Fratello do? He just called a bunch of timeouts. He just ran into a tsunami, and we just wiped him off the face of the earth.
Just took all the life out of the Hawks.
It was like we were stuck in mud, and they put on a clinic in that quarter. They really did.
Playing them at times, they would go somewhere else, and you couldn't go there. You know, you knew your team couldn't go there, and it was a humbling experience.
They go up 36-6, including the final 24 points of the period.
24-0 run.
You don't outscore teams 36-6 in the playoffs. You just don't. Ended the series right then and there.
Let's see what the Garden crowd thinks of that effort by the Celtics. What has to be a record blowout in the quarter.
It was everything that was great about the 1986 Celtics on display in full force for you. Pace, rebounding, shooting, scoring, and again, defense. If you want to go back and look at what the 86 Celtics were all about, call up that third quarter, because that was it in a nutshell.
The Celtics had reached their third consecutive Eastern Conference Finals, and their next opponent resembled a deer trying to dodge oncoming traffic.
Obviously, they were a handful. They could have got to the Eastern Conference Finals, so you couldn't take them lightly.
They were a good team. They had Terry Cummings, they had Sidney Moncrief. They were a good team.
Don Nelson was resigned to the greatness of Larry Bird. He knew, we can't be, we're not at this level. Nobody's at this level.
Milwaukee Bucks head coach Don Nelson knew everything there was to know about the Celtics. He had played 11 seasons in Boston, winning 5 championships along the way, before his number 19 was retired to the rafters in 1978. Nelson, who played alongside Casey Jones during his days with the Celtics, shared his thoughts with the media on his upcoming coaching matchup against his former teammate.
Don Nelson said that he was a better coach and he was a smarter coach than Casey Jones, which pissed me off.
Nelly was needling the Celtics all the time. He had called Danny Ainge a dirty player. They were irritated with him, the Celtics were. I mean, he was supposed to be, quote, one of them.
We got to come out, show the patience on the offensive end, work, move the ball, and catch them with the movement of the ball.
We had a great leader in KC, and for him to say that about KC, I personally thought it was insulting and in poor taste. I know he's trying to motivate his team, I get all that, but he should have never went public with it because that's all the ammunition I needed to go at him.
Baseline.
I agree with Robert Parrish though. How you gonna talk crazy about your own man's like you're better? Well, you can say how you feel, but I think it's a better way to articulate it, But this is in the 70s. Ain't nobody trying to articulate it nicely. I agree. Just say how you feel, It's a lot at once, but I agree with Robert Parrish. Like if I was on the Celtics, I would have played super hard just to make him feel like everything you said is cap.
I can't speak for my teammates, but it certainly pissed me off and fired me off.
Comes break and Parrish is free. Robin.
I personally went it down.
Comes break and Parrish is free. Robin.
Bucket.
I personally went it down. And that's the first time I ever took a series personal.
Robin.
I get pissed off now thinking about it.
The drop a little bit again. Parrish.
He getting mad.
We wanted to get a good start, and we're fortunate enough to be ahead by 20 points by the end of the first quarter. We had a lot of good things going for us. The ball moved.
What else I want to ask, was the Bucks even really that good? Like obviously they're good if they can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but like what seed were they? And Like, I already don't see them going past 4 games with the Celtics. It's over, but y'all let me know. Y'all know more than me.
It was excellent. Larry and Kevin and DJ and Robert, Danny set a good tempo, and we were just able to keep it going.
One of the main reasons the Celtics have been able to keep things going all season was the play of Bill Walton off the Boston bench, who prior to Game 2 of the series received the NBA Sixth Man Award.
Okay. Sixth Man of the year, Bill.
Notable sixth men. Celtics, of course, pioneering with John Havlicek and later with McHale. But there'd never been one who was a center, who came off the bench and had the kind of impact on a game that Walton would come to have.
When anybody asks you about the greatest teams, you can say, well, how many had a Hall of Fame center as your sixth man? His enthusiasm was infectious, and he was healthy.
Every game was...
Didn't I just say that? Like, a little bit earlier in the video, like, he one of them enthusiastic people that just make the energy better for the team. I literally said that. It's crazy.
A special game because we didn't know he was going to be broke down the next game. But that year he played 80 games, and we won a lot of them. Won a lot of them because of him.
He just really, really embraced the whole culture of that team.
Words cannot describe the excitement and the pride that I feel in receiving this great award.
In my entire 14 years of professional basketball, I only finished the season twice. I was very fortunate to be on the Celtics when I was able to do it one of those times.
Thank you, Boston. You're wonderful. Now let's go win a basketball game right now.
When you're really good.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna stop it right here and then do a part 3. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna let them win the game, and then we're gonna see how the finals
And that Celtic team was really good. The opposition, they're irrelevant.
I'm gonna go to Mr. Parrish.
Hey.
The helpless Bucks watched as everything the Celtics threw at them went in. All 5 started.
Whoa.
The helpless Bucks watched as everything the Celtics threw at them went in. All 5 starters scored over 20 points. Watched as everything the Celtics threw at them went in. All 5 starters scored over 20 points in Boston's 122-111 Game 2 victory.
What was that supposed to be, a pass?
Everything the Celtics threw at them went in. All 5 starters scored over 20 points in Boston's 122-111 Game 2 victory.
Games 3 and 4 in Milwaukee, if you put those 2 games together, you would be absolutely amazed that one man could dominate so vividly from the forward position.
Back over to Bird. Bird turns around.
Hey.
Bird dumps it in.
Pass.
Got it. Bird gets it.
In Game 4, I can remember Larry just making big 3 and, one of these walking off the floor in the game, and they swept him.
The totality of what he did in that series in those 2 games in Milwaukee was a basketball clinic beyond belief.
He said, yeah. My boy Bill Happy. Okay, Dennis.
We know what we got to do to win, and if we play up to our abilities, we're going to win. And we feel we have one of the best teams in the league, and if we match up very well against our opponents, and if we play good, strong basketball, we usually win.
Well, man, that's like an outstanding record for me. 3 conference championships. I think you ought to keep me or sign me up for another 4.
That's where we're gonna start. Look, the Bucks stop here. This is literally where I'm gonna stop the video. That's perfect, right here. You got the it's not even the twin towers, the triple towers now. We got Parrish, Bill, and Kevin, man. It really should have put Larry. He was a little tower himself, averaging 10 rebounds. That's what they not gonna say, but it is what it is. But they made it back, guys. You got to really think about it. They only lost 1 game that entire playoffs. Well, so far up into in the Eastern Conference playoffs part. We're gonna see what they lose in the if they lose in the finals, which we all know they're not about to lose. If they made a whole documentary about the 86 Celtics, we're gonna see how many games they do lose in the finals, basically. And I know they're gonna play LA. I just know it. But yeah, another good reaction. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the reaction in the comment section below. Your favorite part of it so far. Also, drop a video you want me to react to. It could be a documentary, comedy, anything you could think of. To be honest, I'll react to it. I also want to say, I need y'all to do me 3 favors. Like, subscribe, hit that post notification bell to see more of me. And guess what we gonna do? We all gonna eat as a family. And guess what? I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all. Peace. We gonna get this third reaction done real soon. And I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all. Peace.